Bruchim haboim. Welcome everyone. We're about to begin Be'ezras Hashem together on Daf Lamed Daled Amud Aleph, 4 lines from the top. The Gemara on Daf Lamed Gimel Amud Aleph brought a brisa b'shem Rebbe that stated as follows: if a person puts a eruv in a tree which is situated in the Rishus Harabim, he himself is shoyves down below in the Rishus Harabim, and he puts the eruv in the tree. Rebbe says if it's lamala me'asar tfachim, then it's invalid, because after all, that place where the eruv is situated is in the Rishus HaYachid, whereby he cannot then bring it down to the Rishus HaRabim, even Ben HaShmoshos. However, if it's lamata me'asar tfachim in the tree, then it's in the same Rishus, and therefore it's valid. Rebbe goes on to say that even in a situation when he puts it lamala me'asar tfachim, if it's in a kalkala, in a basket, on the tree, it's going to be valid. Explains the Gemara, how is that so? If it's on a place that is daled tfachim, then the same way that the tree is a Rishus HaYachid, so too then the basket would also be a Rishus HaYachid, so it would be also invalid. Whereby the Gemara explains that it's talking about where the basket, the kalkala, is situated on the place of the tree less than daled tfachim, whereby thereby he can go ahead and bring the eruv to him during Ben HaShmoshos, and it's valid. The Gemara then brought just on Lamed Gimel Lamed Beis on the bottom that Rabbi Yirmiyahu gave another interpretation, how to explain how it's valid to put in a kalkala above asar tfachim, even though it's not on an area of daled tfachim. Even if it's on an area that's daled tfachim, it's still valid. Explains Rabbi Yirmiyahu how, because since the kalkala is going to be long enough where you can tilt the kalkala, the basket, that'll be less than daled tfachim, you can tilt it whereby you can access the eruv, which is beginning less than daled tfachim, will be a karmelis. Since you can bring from the karmelis to the Rishus HaRabim down below during Ben HaShmoshos, it's valid. Now ask the Gemara on this hoyel. It's a concept called hoyel. Since hoyel, he could then tilt the basket, it would be valid. Ask the Gemara. Eisvei, niskavein lishbois b'rishus harabim v'hiniach erua b'koisel. The Brisa says if he has intention to be shoyves in the Rishus HaRabim, and he places the eruv on a koisel above. If it's lamata me'asar tov, now we're talking about a koisel that's daled tfachim away, daled amos rather away from where he is, shoyves, but it's on a koisel, so it depends on where the koisel, says the Brisa. If it's lamata me'asar tfachim, eruv. If it's the eruv is in a place of the koisel within asar tfachim, then it's valid, because since he can then take it daled b'rishus harabim, which is only dirabanan, and it's in the same rishus as where he is situated, both in the rishus harabim, thereby it's valid. Lamala me'asar tfachim. However, if the eruv is on the wall above 10 tfachim, ein eruv, then it's not going to be a valid eruv, because over here it's in two different rishuyos. So therefore, it's not shaykh to then bring the eruv to him even during Ben HaShmoshos. The Brisa goes on to say, niskaven lishbois b'rosh hashoivach oy b'rosh hamigdal. If he intends to be shoyves on the top of a pigeon house or on the top of a wooden closet, and we're talking about where it's above asar tfachim, so it depends. If it's lamala ma'asar tfachim, eruv. He places the eruv on the wall that is next to where he is shoyves, next to the top, let's say, of this closet, and he places that eruv on a wall beside him above asar tfachim, then it's a good eruv, because since the top of the closet where he's shoyves is above asar tfachim, and since the eruv is also situated on the wall above asar tfachim, they're both in the same rishus, and therefore it would be valid. Lamata me'asar tfachim ein eruv. However, if it's on a part of the wall that's less than asar tfachim, lower than asar tfachim, then it's not going to be a good eruv. Here we're talking about where it's on the ninth tefach, and since the ninth tefach is a place where people then take off their loads and readjust them and put it on that area of the wall, therefore that has the status of Rishus HaRabim. So he cannot then transfer it from the Rishus HaRabim to where he's situated in the Rishus HaYochid. So it's not going to be a good Eruv. Ask the Gemara, V'amai, hochanami nemo hoyil, v'yochel lintoisoi lahavi letoich asar. Let us say hoyil, just as Rabbi Yirmiyahu said earlier, that there's a concept of hoyil. In this case, you'd be able to then take the closet and tilt the closet so that it will go, the top of the closet will go within asara tfachim, whereby it will be in the same rishus as the Eruv. So therefore, it will be valid. They'll both be in the Rishus HaRabim. Elamai, you see, not like Rabbi Yirmiyahu, that you don't say hoyil. We don't say that you can go ahead and, in his case, lower the kalkala within asar tfachim and then take the Eruv from the Carmelis into the Rishus HaYochid. Says the Gemara, Amar Rabbi Yirmiyahu, he defends himself. Hacha b'migdal b'sumar askin. Over here, the reason why we don't say hoyil is not because we don't have the concept of hoyil. What I said before is correct. Only over here we can't do it because here we're talking about a migdal, a closet that is nailed into the wall. Therefore, it's not possible to tilt it. Rava gives another suggestion why you can't say hoyil over here. Because afilu tema b'migdal she'eno mesumar, even if it's not nailed into the wall. Ve'hacha b'migdal orech askin. We're talking about a migdal that is very long, and therefore it's higher than arba armos, whereby if you tilt it, what's going to happen is once you even get within the asar tfachim, it's going to be then on the beyond daled amos. And since beyond daled amos, it's going to then be a different rishus where he is shoyves. The ibimati le purta, if you're going to then tilt it a little bit, also chusla arba amos, then this closet will then go beyond daled amos, again in a place that's different than where his shvisa is. Ask the Gemara, hechidami, what is the case over here? If you have a window, let's say above this area, that means the top of this migdal has a window, and you have a chevel, a rope that is tied to the eruv down below. So ask the Gemara, pull up the eruv with the chevel, and that'll be then going from the Carmelis into where you are in the Rishus HaYochid, and therefore it should be a valid eruv. Answers the Gemara, the less lekavta umisna. We don't have a case where there is a window and a chevel and a rope. So it's not a possibility. The Gemara now quotes the Seif of our Mishnah, Nasnoi bebor, afilu amuk me'ama. It's a valid eruv. The Mishnah states over here, if you place the eruv in a bore, a pit, even if it's going to be as deep as 100 amos, nonetheless it's going to be valid. Ask the Gemara, hi bor de koi hecha. Where is the bore situated? If you're going to say the bore is in a Rishus HaYochid, let's say it's encircled with mechitzois, then Pshita asks the Gemara, Rishus HaYochid oila ala rakia. The Rishus HaYochid goes up to the rakia. The same way that it goes up, so too it goes down, and therefore the depths of this bore, it's all included in the Rishus HaYochid, whereby it's poshit, you're going to then bring it from the Rishus HaYochid to the Rishus HaYochid, it's valid. We're on top of Lamed Daled Amud Beis on the second line. The Ella Dekoi Rishus HaRabim. Rather, we must be talking about the bore is situated in the Rishus HaRabim. The Neskaven Lish Bois Heicha. Ask the Gemara, where is he have in mind to be shoyves? Ilamala, if he's talking about being shoyves above, that means outside of the bore on the Rishus HaRabim, then hu b'makom echod ve'eruv b'makom acherhu. Then he is one in one place in the Rishus HaRabim, while his eruv is in the bore in the Rishus HaYochid, and therefore it would be invalid. Ilamato, if he's going to then shoyves, be kind of shvisa on the bottom of the bore, then pshita, then of course he's in the same place as where the eruv is. Hu ve'eruv b'makom echod. Answers the Gemara, lo tzricha, The koi bekarmelis v'niskavin lishbois lamala. We're talking about where the bore is situated in a karmelis, and he wants to be shoyves outside of the bore in the karmelis. So what's the chiddush? Explains the Gemara. The Rebbe, the Omar called Dover shehu mishum shvus lo gozu Allah bein hashmoshos. Even though the Eruv is situated in the bore, which is a rishus hayachid, again it has the dimension of rishus hayachid. It's asar tfachim deep at least, and it's at least arba tfachim wide, and he is situated above, around the bore in the karmelis. So even though midirabanan you cannot transfer from a rishus hayachid to the karmelis, but since this is for a mitzvah purpose, and it's a shavus, it's midrabanan aser. So therefore, the Rabbanan were mekel, says Rebbe, that during Ben Hashmoshos, they weren't goizer shvus, and therefore you can bring the eruv from the bore into the karmelis, Ben Hashmoshos, and therefore it's valid.